become, administrator. I did all that, right? Plus the master's, the bachelor's, and the 15 years of service. I did all that. None of that was working. Even with my ex-husband, and then I became a single mom, none of that was working because maybe jobs in by themselves are not supposed to take you to where you want to go. They simply do serve the purpose of managing your bills, right? So I discovered, I said, you know what? If this relationship is like having one of those short-lived, romances that crashes and burns after a while, then let me look at it like this, okay? Let me look at it like this. So I looked at it like a relationship that, you know what? It's a lot of fun, but it's not good for me, okay? It's we're having a great time, but it's not going to build the empire, or it's not going to build the dynasty that I'm trying to build, that I want to build, that I deserve, plus my kids. Because if you think about it, guys, you want to be in a position where you're going to be able to retire, live off your either pension or live off your savings. You want to be able to have resources. So if I'm constantly just over broke, how am I building resources? How does this make sense? So literally, it got to a point where I was like, this relationship is not a builder. It's not a builder. It is a romance. Like it literally is a romance. What's up, Randy? Hello, everyone. If you have never seen me before, drop a one. If you're back, you've seen me before, drop a two. And thank you for dropping in. I literally saw my 9 to 5 as a romance. I was like, this is a romance that does not build my, build my wealth. This is a relationship that does not give me the resources that I want to have in my future. It just is something that is for now, but it's not for later. So I was like, okay, now it's making sense. Now it's making sense. I literally feel like, you know what? Um, if somebody had told me that your job is more like a romance than a dynasty builder, I could I could have understood that relationship because a dynasty builder is going to be where you're able to set goals, set priorities, see the results, right, over time, and you're going to be able to scale, all right? For example, when I became a mom, right? I started expanding my family. I got married. Like you have more, right? You have more in your household. You've got more resources. But I was like, with the 9 to 5, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting more. I'm getting the same. Like nothing is really changing. If you notice, like I was in my career for 15 years in the classroom teaching, year after year. And unless I got a promotion, nothing changed. And even what is it called? Even the raises, right? The life, what is it called? Cost of living raise was barely anything that changed my circumstance. So after about 15 years, I said, this is so obviously not going to help me. This is not going to help me. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So um, I had to change my mindset. I was like, I still didn't have the answer. I didn't have the answer. I didn't realize that the job situation was more of a romance than a dynasty builder, right? I just knew that it was not adding up. Like I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. I felt like it's not giving me the result, right? So because we need extra income, of course, I went to other industries like network marketing. Network marketing was fine, but the percentage I was earning was too small to make a difference. Plus, I wasn't a team builder. So for me, I could earn a little bit on the selling side, but I was not a builder. So my team was constantly changing. So I was like, okay, how does this thing work where you can build wealth? Well, obviously, people with businesses keep a lot of the profit and they have employees. So you can build your business and hire people to work with you and for you. I was like, okay, so maybe there's something to that. But I don't want to have a brick and mortar business. I want to have a virtual, I want to be online. Okay. So I asked God for three things. I said, number one, I want to work from anywhere. Okay. I want to work on the beach. I want to work on the mountains, wherever I want to be. I want to work outside of of an office. Okay. Number two, I want sales on demand. So when people want to get started, they can make a decision. They can get started. Okay. And then third, I want no ceiling. No ceiling on the amount of money I can make. Do you know what it's like to wait 12 months to earn 2-3% on your paycheck? Guys, literally this year, I'm making $14 a day more than I was making last year. And in one check, that's $140. And with taxes, that's $105. So $105 in 10 days, like, can I do that on my own? Yes, I can. I can do that on my own. And so I thought, okay, how do I make $105 on my own? Not uh, scrambling for customers with network marketing and waiting for a payout, but I want sales on demand. I want, money in my sleep, right? No ceiling and work from anywhere. Where can I get that? So teachers, right? Teachers are like coaches. Like we teach, we nurture, we develop, and we educate, right? So I went on my social media and I found life coaching. So I said, well, let me dabble in like, what is this? Like, what is life coaching? So life coaching is where you're helping people get the results that they want. For example, my first student wanted to develop trading as a side hustle, trading Forex. And I had started trading Forex 2 years before that. Yeah, I tried that. I tried that. And I did well in with trading forex, and so I was like, there you go. So we made the goals and I was a life coach, and then I had students. One of my customers, a mom, wanted her daughter to continue her track as a GT student, right, as an accelerated student. She didn't want her to fall into the trap of like quitting on her goals, things like that. So I said, let me try this life coaching. What is this? And through life coaching, I had to have either worksheets or different products, that my students could digest away from our calls. So I actually was at a school, and one of my coworkers said to me, "Do you want to create a course?" And I said, well, yeah. I mean, does it pay? Yeah. Well, it'll help you with the life coaching. So we created a program called You Fuel You, right? And that was my first ever life coaching course with my partner at the time. It was so amazing. We just had a ball creating the course and then putting it on social media and then finding customers who wanted to who wanted to participate. I had that customer, the one who wanted to learn trading, a customer who wanted me helping to help her daughter remain a high level GT student, accelerated student. Another customer was somebody who um, she was giving relationship advice at her church, but her church members were taking advantage of all of her generosity, and they were calling her at home. She didn't have a way to safeguard, like, you can access me here on these days. These, like, she had no gates, no parameters. So we created a whole coaching package based on that. So I had customers who had any number of goals and we worked on that, right? So typically, so this helped me to think outside the box and be like, wow, I can make money on my own. I don't have to just rely on this 9 to 5 that's not giving me the resources that I want to put in the bank, not developing my talents and my purpose. Like I can do this, right? So with the coaching, I was able to start life coaching. Then I created my first program, You Fuel You. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, if you never seen me before, put a 1 in the comments. If you're back, put a 2 as well, guys. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. So guys, that was my first ever like life coaching experience. I was so pleased with like, okay, I have skills outside of teaching in a school, which I took that also and started tutoring. All right, but that was like 2 years later when the pandemic happened. But guys, so this relationship that we have with our 9 to 5, which I call it a romance because it's like a relationship where you're having a lot of fun sometimes and sometimes not, but it really isn't rooted in helping you invest in yourself, your skills, and become the person that you want to be. And the reason why I say that is because most times out of most times, if not more often than not, people are either leaving their jobs, quitting their jobs, or being fired. Like before you get any traction on what you can become at that 9 to 5, something's already happened to shift it, right? Something has happened to shift it, right? Now, if that has not happened to you, keep keep that up, right? Keep working. But what I discovered was, hey, all I needed the whole time I started my 9 to 5 as a teacher was my own business. That is it. If I had my own business, um, I wouldn't have been depending so much on what the job could do for me because when you're in that romance with somebody that's really not investing in you, you're wasting your time. You're spinning your wheels. You're having fun in that romance, but it's not going to develop into that long-term, dynasty building relationship that you want. Basically, it brought me back to myself, right? It brought me back to myself and rooted in obviously what the Bible says about you. And so I just want to give you the difference. Let me give you the difference, right? Hello, welcome in, welcome in. And guys, give me a follow. You follow me on my YouTube channel. This video is going to my YouTube channel as well. Point point of fact, employee, you are looking to retirement. That is it. That's your goal. Okay. As an entrepreneur, you are looking for a legacy. That means you can leave your job, you can leave your business to your family, right? You can't leave any part of a job to anyone. That is major. And guys, just that alone tells you where you are, tells you where you are. Okay. Why is that? You can get to a legacy way faster than retirement. If you are working on your business, do you know how many 6-figure, 7-figure earners are out there in record time? There is no ceiling. There is no time frame. Time does not exist when it comes to your business, your purpose, and your ideas. If somebody had told me that, I would have been like, what the heck am I doing teaching year after year for 15 years before I started scratching my head like something is not right. Okay. So when I developed my first life coaching course with my co-teacher, friend of mine, I was like, the sky, there's no ceiling. You can have as many students as you want, as many customers as you want. Your customers can check out anytime they want. There's no such thing as waiting for anything. You're not waiting. So the whole idea of retirement versus legacy says it right there. If you're working toward retirement, they've already got you hook, line, and sinker. If you're working on a legacy, you would be out of that retirement business because, first of all, there's no guarantee. They don't promise you anything. You could be fired, let go. uh, downsized, all those things that can happen at a 9 to 5. But when you're building your legacy, nobody has their hand in it except you, how you scale it, and how you manage it. Okay, it's all you. And believe me, it took me 15 plus years as a school teacher to start questioning, and then 13 years in network marketing to decide, okay, I'm still like, getting low commissions, to finally developing my own purpose and developing my own program to where now I see how this money can multiply. Guys, game changer, game changer. And I think I'm going to be right there with you guys because literally that's where we are. Literally, people are in a romance with their 9 to 5. Like you go looking nice every day. You get enough sleep you do all those things for your 9 to 5 only to be let down later on. That is a classic romance. That is a classic romance, you guys. That is how we are. We in with our the way that we make money. We have a fling, right? We have flings, we have romances, we get divorced often, all those things. But guys, when you're building a legacy, you're not divorcing yourself. You are committed. You stay the course, right? You might pivot, but you're still committed. And that is why I get on here every single day to help people who are just like me, like sick and tired of like the romance side of making money, having a job and getting the going to the interview, getting the job, and impressing the supervisors just to later on leave, get be downsized or transferred or whatever. You need to put the energy into yourself. Okay. So I'm here to help anybody who wants to get out of that delusion of a romance and into the reality. Okay. The reality of what it takes to build your own business. Okay, that I'm going to say that again. I help people get out of the delusion of a romance with their 9 to 5 that they think is going to be there for them and that think is going to be, helping them out, building their future into the reality of what it takes to build a successful business on your own. And you are 100% more secure because you're not going to quit on yourself. You're going to pivot. You're going to get the knowledge. You're going to get you're going to become resourceful. All those things happen when you're building your own business because it's your baby. It is your baby. So, like the romance is promising you, right? The reality of having your own business, it delivers it to you. Does that make sense? Okay. This is where I really feel like I thrive. I've helped hundreds of people get out of this it's almost like a fog, right? Because that delusion, that relationship, that romance that we have with the 9 to 5. Oh, I'm gonna get promoted. I'm gonna get raises. I'm gonna get, all this experience. I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna have a company car. I'm going to earn bonuses. All of that is temporary. All of that is temporary. What is solid and what you can count on is how to build your own business. The reality is you keep what you build over here. But when you are romancing, having a company car and travel bonuses and all those things on the job site, guys, all those things are temporary. They can take them away from you at any time. All right. So I'm an open book, you guys. Um, I have helped hundreds of women, men just like me, teachers, nurses, LPNs, people who are sick and tired of having that romance relationship where they feel like they're supposed to get all these things from their 9 to 5 that they're not getting. And into the reality of what it's like to actually build a thriving business on your own, and you keep the rewards, you keep the knowledge, you keep the resources, the networking, all that is yours when you build your business. When you are on the employee side, you don't keep any of that. None of it belongs to you. Okay? If they write you out, today, tomorrow, whenever, you're done. You're done. And so this is how I have helped hundreds of people, change their mindset by showing you the difference between the idealistic, romantic relationship you're literally having with your 9 to 5. Okay, think about it. You go to sleep on time, you put on the best, freshest cologne, the best clothes, just to show up and be there or do what you do over there, but you don't have the power, you don't have the seniority, the resources to take anything from there and keep it for your family, or you don't even know what's going to happen down the line because it's not your company. You are simply a placeholder. You are a placeholder at that 9 to 5. Versus when you are an entrepreneur, you are building and manifesting your legacy, your purpose, your skills. You're building a network, you're building a community. You are of service, right? So that's another comparison right there. Okay. That's another comparison. On the employee side, you're building toward retirement that may never happen. You may never, you may have the age, but you may not have the resources. On the entrepreneur side, of course, you're going to have the legacy. You can build up $1 million anytime. There's no ceiling. But that retirement on the employee side, they just keep, you just keep thinking about, I just got to do 25 years. I got to do, that right there. Even my kids are 19 and turning 20 and 23. They're like, oh no, I'm going to build it way before a job could ever help me get there. Because a job, they don't, they just, I mean, I don't even know how they talk about retirement anymore. I really don't, because I've been a teacher for 34 years. But if you're in a 9 to 5, and guys, you don't have the resources, the retirement built up even after 5 years, let alone 15 years. When I noticed it, I was like, this thing does not, I'm not getting to where I want to go. It is time to pivot and build your own business. Okay. Now, what does it look like? I said to God, it has to be work from anywhere. I want to have a business. I don't want it to be physical business. I want it to be online. Okay. I need it to be on demand, you know, whenever they want, like overnight, weekend, it doesn't matter, all day, all night, doesn't matter, on demand. And I want it to be no ceiling. Those are the three things I said to God. That is it, no ceiling. Okay. I don't want to wait 2 weeks for this and a bonus check at Christmas and all that nonsense over there. No, I want my rewards ASAP. Like that's how it comes in. When you have a business, that's how it comes in. You're not waiting 2 weeks. You're not waiting unless you have certain contracts or partnerships. But if you have on-demand products and services, it's just coming in. So, guys, do you see that? Why are we stuck in this romanticized relationship with 9 to 5s that we think are going to be, best boyfriends or best girlfriends? And it is none of that. It is none of that. And then when they finally lay you off, let you go, reassign you, whatever, they just say, oh, well, we've had a change and we're going to do this. And you have nothing to say but, okay, you literally have nothing to say about it. Okay. That's why I've helped hundreds of people change from having that romantic, idealistic relationship with that 9 to 5 to creating a sustainable, 6-figure business, right? 6-figure independent business, right? Because you can do that and have your 9 to 5. You can literally have your 6-figure independent business and still have your 9 to 5. That's not a stretch. That's not a problem. You can do that. And how do you do that? Well, especially if you guys, if you have an online business, if you have an online business, you can have a thriving six-figure independent business. You easily. Why? Because you're going to, if that is your goal, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. All right, guys. So I hope that that helped. I'm going to restart the live. Wait, hold on.